Okay, let's begin. Okay, good evening to everyone. Here we go again. We have to continue our exercise until we finish um, the primary course of our exercise. First of all, I would like to wish all of us a good health and a peace of mind, and God bless to all of us. Okay, planning and control management special topic. First of all, I would like to thank you for all the subscriptions, likes, and shares. Our previous episode was a special topic, session 9, and that was about the distinction between leveled resource and unleveled resource projects. Our current episode is special topic, session 10, and we will be discussing uh, about the accelerating project completion or compressing project duration by maximizing available resources for under-allocated resource projects. Okay, our objective here is to elaborate with demonstration on how to accelerate project completion or compress project duration by maximizing available resources for under-allocated resource projects. Okay, here are some insights. While projects or activities with resource over allocation is capable of delaying activity or project completion, in a reciprocal projects or activities with resource under allocation is capable of compressing or accelerating activity or project completion, which is ideal for estimating the possible earliest completion of the project when the project maximum available resources are optimized. And this can be done by the alternative method of manipulating activities, logics, or relationships, and or reallocating resources, and or decreasing activity duration if deemed necessary. Okay, let's do it. Let's open our previous program. Okay, here we go. So our previous program was already under allocated because we demonstrate the reallocation of the over allocated project. So here we can see, let's look at, before that, let me show you our activity table here. I've shown here the, for us to be able to compare the uncompressed against the compressed project. So I have created here a column for the uncompressed and compressed duration so that we can visualize the duration variance. And also the same as in cost, we have here also for the parameters for the uncompressed cost and compressed cost with the variance also. And here also we have a column for the compressed start variance and compressed finish variance. Okay, so let's check our allocation for this project. Actually, if you visualize this one, anyway, we will go to activity window. Okay, here, our maximum units or available units per day is 20 units per day. And here, our activity A has a 5 units per time or per day, and activity B is also 5, and activity C is also 5. So if you look at the maximum competing activities here is 3. So if you summarize the units per day, it will give you 15 units per day. which is lower or lesser than the available units per day, which is 20. So that is why our project now, our current project is under allocated. Okay, so the first thing we need to do here is we have to assign a baseline first so that we can have a comparison on this table for our labeled or ano, for our compressed project. Okay, so meaning we will assign this project to itself, and then we will run the compression of the duration for this activity so that we can see the difference or variances in these columns. So we have to go to, we will assign a baseline. We'll go to maintain baseline. Okay. So since we will be using the same, our current baseline is also our baseline. So we have to add and then use the save a copy of the current project as a new baseline. Okay, let's click OK. Okay, we have already our available baseline here. So the next thing we have to do is to assign that baseline in our current program. So let's go to assign. Here we can see the okay, we will assign the that program in the under the project baseline. Okay, let's choose this one and then okay. So if you look at our table here, everything are the same because they are our baseline is the replicated copy of our current program. So we can call our baseline as the uncompressed project. And now our current program, since we will be working on compressing the activity or compressing the completion date of our project, so we will be calling this as our compressed project schedule. Okay. Now let's go to, let's look at first the resource profile. Okay, here we go. So in compressing project, of course, we have to reduce the duration of the project. So let's try. Actually, this is not really a difficult topic because this is just a matter of trial and error until we achieve the maximizing of the available resources into our project, meaning that the 20 units per day, we have to maximize it until up to what extent of duration it can be compressed. Okay, so let's try first here. We will go to the compressed duration column. Actually, this one uncompressed, you cannot edit this one because this is a baseline program. Now here in the compressed duration, this is our current program, so we can edit it. So let's try to change that by 50% duration. Okay. So you can see the movement of the bar here. That is the advantage of Primavera because visually you can see the movement of the profile with the activities. Okay, let's make this as 20. Okay, and also let's make this as, let's say 10. Okay, but this is not yet actually reducing the duration. We have already reduced the duration by how much? 20 days. But we have to modify or correct first the logic or the relationship. So we will go to activity. Okay. Now on activity B, we will highlight it and then go to relationship. Let's say we will put it under 50% of its duration, which is 10. Okay, and then 10 also. And then run the schedule. So there is no movement because it is constrained by this activity C. Okay, so we will move activity C. Let's say we will move activity C on start with this activity A also. So we will say, let's say we will make it 5. Oh no, we will make it 10. Okay. So it is reduced by 30 days already, right? So you can see here the changes of the variances of the start and day start and finish dates. So meaning activity A, the start date, we didn't change any, we didn't make any changes on the start, so that is 0. But the completion of this activity, we modified it to finish by 20, day 20, the same as in this one. We start on 11. Okay, now let's run the schedule. And then let's go to here. We'll look at the resource profile if the, okay. So there is an over allocation here. Okay, so we have to adjust this one by what method do we need to do in here. So maybe, of course, we have, how about if we will move this one somewhere here so that the competing activities will be reduced, and this over allocation will also move a portion. Okay, let's say we will make this activity to start on activity A. Okay, so let's go to activity window. So we will make it to start by 0, finish to start with activity A. Okay, so then let's go back to the resource profile window. Okay, so you see the available resources is already maximized, and we have no more over allocation. Now, if you want to compress it more, if it is still possible, that you can do that. Let's say, for example, if we move this one here, is it possible, right? Because if we move this activity here, we have to move this activity also because this is a link to the completion, right? If we will move this activity here, we have to move this activity also. There could be an over allocation because this will become 3 competing activities. So I think this is already fine. If we try to, okay, let's try to move this a little bit. Okay, let's go to, this is just a matter of trial and error. Okay, let's say we'll make it 5. And also here 5. And then schedule. So it doesn't move because it is constrained by the activity C. So activity C should also be moved. So let's say we'll make it to start by, instead of A20 by 15. Okay, so it moves, right? So it becomes 25 days. But let's look at the resource profile if it is really working. Okay, so still compressing it will create an over allocation. So we have to pull it back to the previous relationship. So let's get back to activity Gantt chart, then apply. Okay, so we will rectify this again. We'll make it as 10. And also this one is 10. And this one is finish to start. And then go back to the resource profile view. So I think this is already enough, but actually compressing the project is compressed by 50% because it was 60 days duration, but now it is 30%. Actually, in a real project, 50% compression is unbelievable. But actually, anyway, this is only our exercise. As long as the important thing here is that you understand how to do it. And yeah, that's it. Now, if you want to move it more, but actually our purpose here is to maximize the available resources. So this is already enough. So looking at the table here, what are the changes? If you look at our duration variance, okay, the duration here, the project duration, everything is reduced to 50% of the original duration. Okay, 60 down to 30. So it is 50% of the original duration. Now we will go to the cost. Okay, what happened to the cost? There is no changes to the cost. Why? We will see later. So the cost variance is still zero. So meaning, even though we compress our project, the cost is still the same. Okay, so our finished variance here, compressed finished variance and the start variance, this one, we compress it by 10 days from the original, okay, the start date. And this one, we compress it by 20 days, meaning we reduced the duration and we adjusted the relationship, okay? The same as in this, the variance or the changes to the completion date is 30 days. And this one, 20 days changes to its completion date. And overall wise, the changes to the completion date is 30, which is 50% of the original duration. Now, the reason why this compression, uncompressed cost and compression cost are still the same is that, okay, we will go to the activity window, and then we will look at the resource assignment or allocation. Okay. Originally, the resource allocation here on A, B, and C was 5, right? All of them are 5 units per day. But now it's changed to 10 units per day. You see that? One A is 10, B is 10, and C is 10. So meaning we compressed, let's say for example, this one. Actually, most of them are the allocation units per time also increase by 50%. It is because the duration of the activity is inversely proportional to its resources. Meaning, if you reduce your activity duration, the resources will increase. The resource units will increase. Now, if you lengthen your duration, the resource units will be reduced, right? Because they are inversely proportional. So since we reduce, let's say, for example, for activity A, we reduce it to 50%. Originally, it was 40 days, but we reduce it to 20, which is 50%. So inversely proportional, the resources will be raised to 50% also. So meaning, what else? Instead of 5, it increased to 10 units per day. Okay, so meaning Primavera actually automatically calculates the resource units when you adjust the duration of the activity. Okay, so that is why there is no variance created against the uncompressed schedule against the compressed schedule cost. Okay. So I think this is very clear enough to everybody. Actually, this is not really a difficult topic. It's very simple and we can say self-explanatory or just simple. Okay. So there is no changes on the cost. Only the changes is on the duration, which compressed by 50%. Accelerated, the completion date is accelerated by 50% of the whole duration. And also the activities are compressed by 50%. Okay. So I think we are done enough here. So we will end our exercise here for this topic, and we will be proceeding or preparing for our next episode. Okay. Okay, our next episode is official special topics, session 11. And this is about update, progress, and actuals using the Microsoft Excel format through Primavera P6, export, import, feature. Okay, we still have our upcoming episodes in the next page. So see you in this episode, and thank you guys for watching. Here is our upcoming episode. First, kindly subscribe, and your comment is valuable to improve the content and quality of our exercise. And also, kindly like and share. Here is our upcoming episode for program update 003, progress and actuals update. Program update 003 also incorporate contractors' delays into the current program. This means we will be assuming or create a scenario that the contractors has an identified delays for this period update. And here the project delay impact analysis of contractors identify delays and determination of contractors' performance efficiency. Okay? Okay. It's the end of our session and God bless to all.